From Tally to Cali,
It's time
to wake up.
Wake up! Wake up!
Warchant.com is your ultimate Seminole sports source.
And this is Wake Up Warchant, fueled by DeLuna Coffee.
Coffee's for closers only.
Now here's Warchant.com's Aslan Hajavandi.
And Corey Clark.
Welcome into the show. We're live here on YouTube. I'm Aslan. He is Corey. Florida State losing right now in baseball to Jacksonville. Corey's so irate, he threw his laptop through the window, so he's using his phone because he's just that dedicated to the cause. We obviously fueled by DeLuna Coffee.
So good!
DeLunaCoffee.com. Come explore our world of coffee. Promo code WARCHANT15. Fat Albert K-Cups. Buy one, get one free. Midnight shift. Use a promo code WARCHANT15 for a 15% discount. Get a 15% discount on these awesome tumblers. Corey, I finally gave you your tumbler. Has it changed your life yet? Oh, he's gone. I lost him. Oh, there he is. This is going to be a fun show. There he is. Did you use your tumbler yet? Did you get to use it?
No, I did not. I haven't used it yet, but it's coming. I can feel Stephanie might use it. I'll be honest with you. It might be Stephanie, but I'm going to try my best.
Okay. I got a bad feeling, Corey, that this show's going to be a lot of and a little bit of you, which is not a good ratio, but we're going to try. We're going to try. Shouldn't use your phone as a hotspot. Well, yeah, we got to do like some backstage production. So we're just going to try to power through this. So without further ado, I guess just real quick, Corey, if you want to talk about any takeaways from Mike Norvell, Alex Atkins, Jordan Wilson, those are the guys that we spoke to after practice on Tuesday.
Yeah, it sounded like Norvell wasn't very happy. That was my biggest takeaway. He didn't like the way they responded, which, that's going to happen, especially after 6 days off. He didn't seem to really like what he saw to those guys. That's the biggest takeaway, I think, right?
I like the fact that he wasn't, we'll see how the record works out for them, but it was kind of refreshing that he wasn't happy with the way they performed, but he still wasn't like down on everything. I mean, he was kind of showing some perspective, I guess, of how far they've sort of come. He joked at the top of the interview before he thought they were recording, which I was recording because they hit record. Once I see they hit record, I'm like, all right, man, he's fair game. But he was busting Ira's chops for not being at the baseball game so that we could spy on the football practice from the baseball game. So he was like joking around and having a good time. But then when he started talking about practice on Tuesday, he said, we were, we were a little bit rusty. We weren't where we want to be. But then he's like, we just got to get better. But he wasn't too down on it. So I don't know. That's, maybe he does realize that we've come so far that they can have a bad day per se. Although he didn't say it was a bad day, he just says, could have been better. Could have been better. So
I think I might have figured out the problem, Aslan, maybe.
Okay. All right, cool.
You keep talking, though. You keep talking.
Oh, no, that's not a way to start off. But this is a way to start off. Eric Angel, welcome to the Terror Dome. He says, let's go, fellas, with a $25 tip in the jar. Thank you, Eric.
Oh, thank you very much, Eric. That's very nice.
It is spring game week. That's right, Eric. We got a game to talk about. I'll be arriving sometime Friday morning or afternoon. Hope to see some new commitments coming for FSU. Brooks Koepka, 28-1 odds on the W for the Masters, I guess. 28-1. I don't know how he's been doing lately, but going to root for Brooks, obviously. Tiger's not in the field, so if Tiger's not there, I'll root for Brooks. That's number 2 in my heart. So maybe we'll use your $25. We'll put it on Brooks, and if we win, we can all split it.
I think Brooks he's been hurt. He hasn't been playing a lot lately. He's been a little bit injured, but when he has played, he's done pretty well when he's healthy. So he's done pretty well. So yeah, man, 28-1 seems like a pretty low for that guy because he always plays well in majors.
Yeah. What do we do? What's going on? Let's go, Shane. Shane's in the house. What? That's $150 American for you on the podcast. I don't know why I'm going so crazy right now. Shane Kirknell, he's coming in from Dallas, DFW. Let's go 4 more days. Need to pack as many as they let us and show the recruits what it's like being at Doak. Let's go. I liked you asking the question, Corey, about, but first off, though, Shane, thank you, man. Thank you so much.
You're too good. You're too good, Shane. You're too good, buddy.
I think there's a loose pillar sort of plan to meet somewhere. It's not been, signed off by us, but they've found and they've connected through the power of the internet. So maybe Corey and I will stop by and say hi, but Gene is working on something that we hope to be able to share with you in the next day or so. So we're going to try to do some sort of meet and greet probably after the game, but we can't give the full details out because we're trying to iron everything out. We don't want to set the stage and then not be able to deliver.
Right.
So just stick with us for the next few days here on the podcast, or obviously we'll announce it on the message board. Now, speaking of the next few days, tomorrow's show is going to be all Chaffel and Langston. Ira sat down with Seminole Boosters CEO Michael Alford to talk about football and everything that deals with athletics and doll hairs. And Michael's going to give us a little bit of a recruiting preview. And we'll have a live show Wednesday with Michael Langston, too. So lots of stuff going on there. But, yeah, Shane's going to be – we got to stop by and say hi to Shane, Corey. I mean, come on. We have to.
If there's somewhere to go, absolutely. We are definitely stopping by to say hello to Shane.
Okay, there we go. All right, I think we probably have some callers. I do see the number 3 on my tab here, which means we got 3 callers. And, hey, why didn't you know? We got a 3-way tie for people that have been waiting in the queue. And tie goes to the runner, our dude, Jacksonville, or not Jacksonville Beach, because I'm looking at JU. They're still beating Florida State 6-5 as I talk live here on the show. Let's go to Virginia Beach, Virginia. We got Gator Kirk. Gator Kirk, welcome. How are you?
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
Great, man.
I'll be honest. I've been better. I'm not real happy right now with what's going on with my computer. No fault of Gene's. It's just I'm having all day. I've had some technical issues. This isn't helping my mindset. I'm going to try to power through it. I don't feel like I was nice enough to Shane because I'm seething right now and I can't figure out what's happening. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try, Gator Kirk, to rally.
Well done.
Yeah.
Don't watch the baseball game, because when you give up a solo shot and then a 2-run home run to the same dude and a couple different innings, you're not calling a very good game. But anyway,
this real quick, Gator Kirk. Real quick, Gator Kirk. What this makes me think of Corey's predicament. I always remember reading something about like don't marry somebody until you actually get to observe them with like a faulty computer, because you really. When your computer's not working, like there's a whole different level of anger and rage. And Corey, we're going to make it through it together. We're going to make it through together because Gator Kirk's got a good question. He's going to get us on the right track, and we're going to be on our way to victory, man. We're on the war path to victory. So Gator Kirk,
let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm not going to ask the question about the green peas today because he's already on a rampage. So I'm going to ask, do you think the hiring of Randy Shannon is a backup plan in case our DC doesn't work out this year?
I've seen people theorize that. I really don't. But if it makes Adam Fuller concentrate just a little bit harder, knowing there's somebody waiting in the wings, a guy that's run plenty of defenses over the years, that's not a bad thing. I think his coaching acumen is big. Randy Shannon's been coaching for a long time and has coached a lot of really good players. But it's not equally as important, but it is important to unlock South Florida. And other than, Randy Shannon, who has more connections in Miami than Randy Shannon? There aren't many. So I think that is maybe even his biggest impact on this team right now as a quality control assistant. But I certainly think his eyes and his, just his experience will help maybe devise a game plan. We don't know what the dynamics of that room will be. But I tend to think that they'll at least ask him for opinions every now and again. So I don't think he's hired like, okay, that's our DC if Adam Fuller keeps looking like this, but it's not bad to have somebody like that waiting in the wings.
I don't know. I'm not that excited. I don't. Everybody's stoked, so I don't want to say anything. So that's great. Everybody's excited. I don't know if he's a backup plan though. I don't necessarily if he's a good backup plan either. So, but I mean, the Miami stuff's a legitimate thing, and anything that can help you down there is always a plus. So,
but I don't know. I don't know how it could hurt. You know what I mean? Like even if it's just solely, if it's solely for the recruiting, which I don't think it is, but even if it was solely for recruiting, that in and of itself is a big deal. But then, man, they're awful. They were an awful defense last year. As many eyes, experienced eyes you can put on this thing, as many suggestions as somebody's willing to give, it can't do anything but help.
Are you still using your hotspot, Corey? As your phone still you're back on Wi-Fi? No. Okay. All right.
No, I'm on Wi-Fi.
A little bit glitchy, but it's okay. We're going to work through it. We're going to power through it. Yeah, I mean, I just remember how excited we all got for Jim Leavitt, but maybe we didn't get enough time to see that come to full fruition. But I mean, I'll just kind of take it as a measured approach. But I guess to Corey's point, man, when you get a former head coach coming on as an analyst, you're probably paying him $40,000 because he's getting paid by who knows how many former institutions. It's not costing you a lot of money, and there's going to be benefit just, again, to have another set of eyes in there to watch. But in terms of it like being some sort of, linchpin, pivot point, I don't think so. But, hey, man, again, you got a guy that knows his way around a very important part of this state, very important part of this country, and now he's in your back pocket. So we'll take it. We'll take it. Gator Kirk, anything else for us? You got a good joke or anything? Cheer Corey up on your way out?
I won't hear it. I probably won't hear it
at all today, but I do think the defense will be a little better because they're going to run a similar scheme that they did last year. So this will be the second year instead of having the ambiguity between going from a 4-3 to a 3-4. So I think that'll help with all the experience and the guys they brought in. But no, I want everyone to support DeLuna, support Warchant, hit that thumbs up button, and go Noles. And it's looking like we might have a little rally getting ready to start here in the 7th inning, so maybe we can overcome this one-run deficit.
Vince Smith won out single. Tyler just got plunked. We got 2 guys on. 3-0 count right now for Logan. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Yeah, so I appreciate y'all taking my call. I'll be watching the spring game from home. Hope to see some of you all in the stands and, hope to see good things on the field, and hope a lot of recruits are very impressed and they'll commit and sign in December.
Yeah, man, come over. Come hang out tomorrow, Gator Kirk. Michael Langston's going to have a recruiting show, so he'll give you all the recruiting lowdown that you need, man. We'll see you then. We'll talk to you then.
All right, I appreciate it. Y'all have a great night.
Yeah, man. Gator Kirk, Virginia Beach. Virginia.
Hey,
Corey,
should I do this? Is this better like leaning in like this right down on the phone, or should I sit back?
Let's find a happy medium, maybe. All right, there you go. That's good. That's good.
Right here.
Yeah. Are you comfortable?
What do you think about
Corey? Corey, as long as you're comfortable. I mean, I'm being serious.
No, nothing about this is comfortable. I'm still really mad. The computer's been working all day, and then this happens.
The computer's been working all day. By the way, James B said that he couldn't wait for us any longer. So he says, meet at a statue at 3 p.m. Now, this is not an officially sanctioned Warchant event, but some pillars are going to be hanging out at the Unconquered statue at 3 p.m. So if you're in town and you want to meet up with some guys that also love Florida State football, maybe some ladies as well, they'll be there hanging out. So that's what we'll do. James B's here. And he's made it official. He's giving us $100. Let's go. 3 p.m. on Concord statue, but nice to hear y'all say you may be doing something after the game. Looking forward to seeing everybody, meeting everybody. I'll be in my Hawaiian FSU shirt to properly welcome Mackenzie. Nice. And I have a fat bald head like Jeff Cameron. Laughing.
Oh, okay. You'll be easy to find. And Jeff Cameron will be on the sidelines for at least part of it.
Yeah. Hey, James, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. That's, incredible. Again, you, Shane coming in strong. Eric dropping some doll hairs early on in the program here, despite some as we're trying to get better, we're trying to get 1% better, facing our adversity head on.
This computer's like 6 weeks old, folks. That's all I'm gonna say out there. I'm not gonna name the product, but it's 6 weeks old and it's doing this. It's very, very, very frustrating.
Yeah. Micro VC asks, any update on Corey Ren? I don't know. I think he's still out there. We'll see Thursday. You're going to be out there Thursday, right, Corey?
I will be if I haven't just given up the business. That might happen here soon, but if I'm still employed, yes, I plan on being out there Thursday, and I'll look for Corey Ren for sure. He wasn't asked about Corey Ren specifically, so we don't know. We did hear about some other guys that got back, though, right, Aslan?
I wasn't really Bavion, I heard, was one name.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, you're live typing everything he says, man. I'm trying to make sure
that's
everything's
that's the only time during the whole interview that my wireless stopped working.
Oh,
which was a harbinger of things to come. So I didn't hear anything other than Bavion was back out there.
Oh goodness, yeah, Bavion's the only name I remember him saying that had returned, but he did say it's the best place I guess they've been. I want to say he said Renardo Green as well. I think I'm like 99% sure he also said Renardo Green. But he did say that this is the best they've kind of been since spring, I guess, has started in terms of having guys out there, or at least maybe the guys that were kind of 50-50-ish. So that's the good and the bad of the 6-day layoff, right? 6-day layoff, guys get healthy. 6-day layoff, maybe you're not at your sharpest.
Correct.
Take the good with the bad. James, hey man, thank you. Let's
too nice, James. Too nice, buddy. We're definitely gonna, even if it's just there, but hopefully there'll be something more. I don't know if I'll be there at 3 o'clock, but I'm definitely going to be looking for you, bud.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get out of going.
Bald guy Hawaiian shirt. I can remember that.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get out of going. I just kind of want to watch the game at home, get a better angle at it, and not have to wear a mask for 4 hours in the press box, which I understand is. And I'm cool with. I think that everybody should be doing that, but I don't want to do it. I just rather sit at home and watch the game. But I'll probably be there. Maybe I'll walk by, have a cold one. If you have a claw for me, perhaps I'll do that. Nonetheless, let's keep getting the phone callers. They've been waiting long enough, and we're tied up, Corey. We tied it up. Robbie Martin, sack fly. There we go.
Okay. All right.
Bottom of the set. Here we go. Making our move. We're making our move. Let's make our move to North Carolina. We got Daryl. Daryl's going to be in Tallahassee, if I'm not mistaken, right? Daryl, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, Aslan. How you doing, my friend? How you doing, Corey? Hope y'all doing well this evening.
Yes, sir.
Daryl. Daryl, I'm trying my best, buddy. We appreciate it. It's always good to hear from you.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, me and my wife, we're going to be heading out early, probably around 4:30 in the morning on Friday morning, making that 9-hour trip to Tallahassee. Good God willing. And we're looking forward to rolling into Tallahassee, hopefully between 2 and 3 Friday afternoon. So looking forward to it.
He's a Nole, man.
Can't wait.
He's a booster. Daryl's a booster. He's a subscriber. He's getting in the car at the crack of dawn to come see his Noles, man. If we all could live our lives a little bit more like Daryl, imagine where we'd be, Corey. Imagine where we would be.
4:30 in the morning. 4:30 in the morning, Daryl.
Woo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm ready to roll, my bro.
There we go. All right. What's on your mind, Daryl?
One of my questions is, with Randy Shannon coming in as a defensive analyst. I know we got 75 plus recruits, making their way to Tallahassee this weekend. I know he has a lot of ties on the defensive side, in the South Florida area. And I was wondering if with him coming on board, without make any impact or some impact with the recruiting this coming year.
I mean, it won't hurt. He does have a ton of ties. I would imagine most high school coaches probably most of Florida. I mean, he's been in Florida his whole career. I think, right? He might. Coach now.
He coached linebackers at Arkansas a few years ago.
So, but he's been at Miami forever. He was at Florida. He was actually the last head coach that Jimbo Fisher beat as the Florida State head coach, because he was the interim coach for the Gators. At least I think he was. Does that sound right, Aslan? Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're correct.
So, I mean, he's been recruiting this state for the better part of his whole adult life. So he's got connections everywhere. But he's also not an on-the-field coach. He's not the DC. He's a quality control analyst. So it's nice to have somebody on the staff that knows these guys, that can maybe get you in the door. But, having a good relationship with the coach at, Pompano, coach in Pompano, or the coach at Miami Northwestern, that's nice. But he's not really in a position of authority where I think he could convince necessarily a kid just on his own to come to Florida State. But I think he can open doors. And all these other guys that are on the staff, he can help them make inroads in South Florida. I don't think anybody's going to choose Florida State, at least not right now, because of Randy Shannon. Because, again, he's not even an on-the-field coach. But he can get those relationships going. And that's one thing that they've really missed out on, is building relationships in this state, because they don't have any real connections, and they've had a year ripped from them where that's all. Norvell loves doing that. He loves having coaches come to watch practice. That's why he says he does it in the spring. He does afternoon practices, so the coaches from around the area can come over and watch them practice after school's out and build those relationships. The recruits can too, but he just hasn't been able to build the relationships like he wants. This will help, right? I don't know if he becomes an on-the-field coach, it might make a much bigger difference, but it doesn't hurt to have Randy Shannon wearing your polos and singing your praises to high school recruits and coaches.
Yeah, it's a long play. Right. We'll have to wait probably.
And I got a second question on one thing I'm gonna be looking at, while I'm there at the game, would be the wide receiver play. Have you? And I guess I know that this was probably the first day, one of the first days back since long layoff. Did you see anything that kind of stood out today when you was watching on the wide receiver play, or did they kind of looked about the same?
We weren't actually able to watch practice today, Daryl. They practiced today, but it wasn't open to the media. They spoke to us after. Thursday will be open to us, so we weren't able to watch practice today. But the last time I was out there, so the scrimmage was Saturday, but the day before that, like Brian Robinson had a good Thursday a few Thursdays ago, not this previous one, but the one that came before that. And then Malik McLean was a guy that was kind of up and down, had a kind of big play, but then, had a drop. I think last time we spoke to Norvell, did he say something about, I think Pokey that had like an 80-yard touchdown, I think he said, Corey. So,
yeah, well, Malik McLean had one too.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So the young guys are coming along. Hopefully, the more reps they get. The good thing, I think, Corey, is when we heard the whole sort of the fun twist on the spring game with some of the guest coaches, including Jeff Cameron of Seminole Headlines fame, that I was kind of thinking, I'm like, how, is this thing just going to kind of be like a jamboree? Like, let's all have fun and just, let's kind of blow off some steam after a long spring, but they're going to run it like a game, at least those first two quarters. Then at the end of it, they're going to have a grand finale, including those coaches. So there should be ample time to sort of see competitive, stressful situations with these players being thrown into, and then kind of make your own observations from there.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it, actually. I'm looking forward to Thursday and then obviously Saturday, because I haven't seen these guys since the first two practices that were open. I was on the road with a basketball team, so I haven't been able to watch these practices. And now, look, we're still in the beginning of April, but I'm very interested to see, even in just a month, in 14 practices, a difference, what the difference looks like. Are they any better at all? Are they significantly better? I'm very interested to see that. And so we'll have more to report on Thursday there, Daryl. And then obviously you'll get to see for yourself on Saturday, my man.
Yeah, man.
All right, so well, I sure appreciate it, and I thank y'all for all y'all do, and I look forward to look forward to hearing y'all's report later in the week, and then of course hopefully I get to meet y'all this coming weekend, and just want to say go Noles, and y'all guys, I hope y'all sign up for Warchant and hit the likes button down there in that right corner, and if drink your dilutous coffee and hot chocolate, and I hope y'all guys support that football team. Come out if you can. Come out to the spring game, and hope to see you there. God bless y'all.
That's right. That's Daryl in Thomasville, North Carolina, making the trek down to Tallahassee bright and early on Friday morning. So, what's your excuse, everybody? Huh? Daryl's getting in the car, he's huffing it down with the missus. So. Do your part. Thank you.
Man, if he lived in the other Thomasville, he could leave at 4:30 in the afternoon on Saturday and get there in time. Man, I can't 4:30 in the morning. Oh boy.
Yeah, man. Let's go back to YouTube here. We got some folks hanging out, people talking about their Noles, and we got Seven Toms. Seven Toms just RSVPing with the Ulysses S. Grant riding shotgun.
Dollar bills, y'all.
$50. Just wants to tell everybody he's going to be hanging out over there for a few at the statue. So, Corey, it's happening. It's a grassroots thing. Everybody's 3 p.m. coming together. It's all coming together through the magic of Warchant, what Gene Williams has created and has built. Seven Toms, thank you, man.
If we do something, though, we should let people know it would be after the game, right?
Yes.
It would be. We won't be doing anything before necessarily, except maybe we'll certainly consume about the statue. But after the game is where we think we'll have an announcement about if you want to come by, and we'll be hanging out and drinking some libations. Although not too many. Old Daddy had a rough night last night. He got after me pretty good, man. I hadn't done that in a while, and I'm still feeling the effects of it.
Did you lose your shirt on on Gonzaga or something? Did you have to drown your sorrows?
No, I'm just having fun watching the game, and it kind of got away from me a little bit. But it's always ultra. I'm not like I'm not doing hard crazy stuff, but still. And I didn't even drink that much, and it just I don't know, man. I'm getting old. I can't handle it anymore.
All right, I think we got a newcomer to the program.
But Seven Toms, thank you very much. Oh, sorry, Aslan. I just wanted to thank Seven Toms again.
Oh,
very, very, very nice, man. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Octavio Cedeno. Lovely couple, looks like he and his bride, I'm guessing they're nice. Way to go, Octavia.
Right, calm down, Aslan. Calm down, Aslan.
Hey, $50. Let's go. Octavio, in the comments, let us know where you're from and how you became a Florida State fan. That's Corey's. Actually, let's go old school. Where you're from and the most famous person from your city. All right? That's how it works. But, hey, Octavio, thank you so much, man. He says, there were times that the Florida State basketball team looked phenomenal and looked decent. If the football team had luck go their way, what's the season record? Still taking into account their actual skill level and the coach's scheme. Okay.
If you get good bounces and get some turnover luck, I mean, I do think it's so hard to say, but I think 8 or 9 wins, you know. I think there'll be some that you're just not as good as the other team, and unless the team decides to have 7 interceptions, you're going to lose. But I think if you have a lucky year, not just a lucky game, but if you have in total a lucky year where you like Oregon's well, of course you do. The Oregon defense from 14, where they were one of the worst defense in the country, but had incredible turnover luck and turnover rate. If you can figure out something like that to happen, yeah, I think you could go from a 6-win team to a 9-win team. I think that's about the extent that luck could help play.
Yeah, that's probably the swing, right? I mean, when we saw Florida State basketball play their best, we're like, oh man, Final Four, maybe national championship team. And then when they kind of puttered at the end of the regular season, it was like, hey, probably first get out of the first weekend, and then anything after that's kind of gravy. So I think when you look at the football team, probably thinking like just please get to a bowl, get the 5-6 wins, like please get to a bowl. And if things go your way, 8, probably 9 games. I know James B kind of took umbrage with something I said a few days ago about, like I'm not factoring in the time, right? Like players are allowed to get better. You say that all the time, Corey. When I was talking about my concern about whether the offense or defense plays better in the spring game, what am I going to worry about? It just, again, though, it was December, man. We saw this team play in December against Duke, and I don't know how much you can change from then to now. I mean, I know spring is different, but it's not magic. These things really don't kind of happen overnight, and we keep talking about how important it is that this program and this staff finally has a full spring at their disposal and under their belt. So does everybody else, man. Everybody else is dealing with more time together. They're all getting better too. Like, Louisville's not going to just start slipping. Maybe they do. Hopefully they do. Maybe all these teams that Florida State's playing will slip, but the things that are going to help Florida State is if they have better coaches, which they didn't tweak anything on their staff. So you got to feel good with who they have right now, and maybe the time has some sort of added bonus for them. And players, man, they need new injection of talent and blood and skill, and that's something they did get done with the transfer portal. So, yeah, man, that's part of the reason why I would be on the upshot with Florida State for this season is the new infusion of talent. The whole kind of, hey, man, Derek McClendon's six months older now and 6 months stronger. It's like, well, but 6 months ago wasn't good enough to take the job away from J-Rob. So, I mean, I wonder how good we're at that point right now. But dream the good dream. Octavio, thank you, man. We'll say 9. I'll go 9. I'll go really bullish. I
don't think that's outlandish. I don't think that's outlandish.
It is.
To have a lot of luck.
Come on, because you'll lose Clemson is going to be tough. Florida's going to be really tough. Notre Dame's going to be really tough. And then Miami, Miami's a rivalry game, obviously, we all know about. And, they hung half 100 on you last year. And, I'm not going to sit here and be
that's where the luck comes in. You somehow beat Notre Dame.
I guess.
You beat Notre Dame somehow. You block a couple punts or something. Yeah, you make them punt. Make them punt a few times, then you might block one.
Yeah. I was going to say something about the Notre Dame game, a thought I had, but let's get to a phone call instead. I can keep that thought for another time. Man, the phone lines are amped up right now. Let's go to Central Florida. Let's go to the heart of the Sunshine State. A little town called The Villages. A big man named Wes. Wes, what's going on, man? Welcome to the program.
Good evening, fellas. How y'all doing?
Great, man. Great. Corey's doing better, I think. Corey, you're getting better as you're showing positive response, I feel like, in the face of adversity.
I'm trying. I'm putting on a brave face. And also, I apologize. Usually I can clear my throat because I can hit a mute button, but I can't find the mute button on my phone. So I'm trying my best not to clear my throat, but apologies to everyone. Wes, I'm trying my best, man. It's not my best night. It's not my best night, but I'm trying to pull through.
There we go.
You're doing all right. You do look a little naked without the Warchant backdrop, though.
I know. Again, it looks like a hostage video. I need a copy of the paper or something so I can prove what day it is. But yeah, I have my backdrop. I left it in Atlanta, so that was another disappointment. Anyway, Wes, enough about me, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Did we actually make it to the last week of spring? Do we have a spring something going on this weekend? I can't. What a difference a year makes.
It's a game. We got a game, Wes. We got a game. Not practice. Not practice. We got a game.
Right.
That's right. So my question is, I know you guys are going out to practice Thursday, and hopefully you see some good things. But what are you most looking forward to or hoping to see on each side of the ball on Saturday? Like, what are you hoping is the biggest takeaway you'll have after when you're reporting about it?
Corey,
you go first, Aslan. You go first.
I want to see one of the quarterbacks outperform the other. I don't want to see an evenly battled day. I want to see one of those quarterbacks go out there and show something that a lot of you folks probably haven't seen, because we've seen some of the stuff in practice, heck, stuff that I haven't seen because they haven't looked extraordinary by any measure in practice. I mean, they've had their moments, but there hasn't been any kind of, just wow, look at this. We're set now. We're good to go there. I want to see one of the quarterbacks outperform the other. No offense, Tate, preferably Jordan outperforming McKenzie or vice versa. On defense, man, let's see Jermaine Johnson do something. Let's see Jermaine Johnson create havoc, or at least one side of that defensive line create havoc. I don't want to see everybody beating the guy in front of them. That would maybe give me some cause for concern. So give me Jermaine Johnson, quarterback.
I'm gonna keep it with the secondary and the receivers. I want to see battles there. I want to see big plays by both groups. I think the secondary has a chance to be a pretty darn good one. They got a lot of bodies and some guys that can play. I think Brownlee's good. I think Travis Jay has a chance to be an NFL guy. They have some dudes that can play. I want to see them look the part and not maybe have guys running 50 yards open and make some plays, man. Actually go make some plays. But on the other side, yeah, man, you've got whatever we've counted, 6 or 7 receivers or freshmen. Somebody do something. Somebody give us hope. 2 of you, 5 of you, all of you, give us hope that not only can you play this year, but you might be an actual player. You might be a playmaker. You might be an NFL guy. It's hard to know because they're all freshmen. They're so young. I want to see those guys really step up, because I think we've talked about it ad nauseum the last month, but I think that might be the key to the whole offense is you got to get some receivers that can play.
All right. What about you, Wes? What do you hope to see?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely with you, Aslan, about the quarterback. I want to see. I mean, I tell you keep hearing more and more good things about Jordan Travis developing as a passer, and but yeah, definitely a separation there, because that's going to be key. And then I mean, the defense. I mean, I really want to see good things out of the defense, just because of that. We kind of, we feel like the offense is going to be pretty solid outside of the receiver position, but I really want to see that defense flying around and just wreaking havoc. And I think McClendon is going to really step up this year and be a positive, player. I think he's, setting up to, do some things. So, if I had to say, that's probably about where I'm at. Well, with you guys, kind of similar. And so it should be exciting. We're getting to have a spring game. So that's cool.
I know we made
it. Absolutely.
You got 2-parter, Wes?
Yeah, I do. I got a question kind of off the cuff that I've never heard anybody ask before, and it's always a debate through different groups and chats. But for years, people have just been, they complain. They say FSU football has been down ever since the logo changed. Now you could say, well, the other programs are doing just fine. It's the football team only, but I wanted to get your all's thoughts. I'm an old school guy, and I really love the old logo and miss it. And it's obviously you can't find anything with the old logo, but I wanted to get your all's take when they made the change, how it made you feel, and do you have a preference of one over the other, or just general thoughts about the logo, changing?
Corey, you want to go first?
I was not a fan of it. I didn't really understand it. I still don't kind of understand it. We'll see how much longer the logo lasts in general, but as it is currently constructed, I like the other one a lot better. I liked it a lot more. There's no correlation between the logo and performance on the field, but man, I same thing with the uniforms. They need to go back. They need to stop looking like Boston College. They need to look like Florida State. I thought I just didn't you finally burst back onto the national scene in a big way by winning a national championship, and you immediately change everything that a lot of your fans hold dear. Now, I'm over it. It's not a big deal. It wasn't really a big deal to me at the time, but to change the logo and then also to change your colors, to change your uniforms and everything else was just, I don't know. I know Nike has a big say in things, but the whole thing I wasn't a fan of.
Yeah, Nike's had a big say in things. Has Penn State changed their uniform? Has Alabama changed their uniform? Has Tennessee changed their uniform? I mean, I know they're Adidas at one point. I didn't like it. I'm much like Corey. I did not like it, but I think I got emboldened by the mob on Warchant because it was not popular on Warchant. I think I just kind of got lost in the shuffle of that. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'll come out and I'll picket. I'll hold my picket sign. Like, yeah, I'm not happy. But then it was like, all right, now we're really angry. I'm like, all right, I'm going to break my picket sign and just start swinging it at people.
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of got lost in that. I just wish the part of it too is the whole kind of get over it. We were kind of told, hey, this is what it's going to be. Get over it. They didn't say it that, quote. I'm kind of paraphrasing things, but I didn't like the way the concerns were kind of handled. I think the Democrat actually, when you were still there, Corey, I think did a story with, I think, a woman who was actually like a graphic designer. I think it was a female, but came up with like, hey, here's a nice little compromise.
Right.
Here's old. It was pretty much the profile, the old face, but with the feather kind of updated with the new one, because we heard that, oh, hey, it's so difficult to embroider this onto things, which nobody embroiders anything. Everything's screen printed, but like that was just shot down. Like, well, then, all right, how about can we just keep some of the old stuff? So there was a lot of opportunities to kind of smooth that over. It never was. So I'm carrying a grudge. I'm letting them live rent free in my head, Nike. So that's that. Anything else for us, Wes?
Yeah, so as you guys were on when we had our show last Tuesday, I'd failed to mention it because we got off on talking about a bunch of other topics, but it came across, I think it was last Tuesday, that Sue Seminoles was back and joining the team on April 1st. I didn't hear anybody talk about it or mention it. I don't know if I did or not, but I thought I'd bring that up. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually reached out to her. I'm hoping to have some sort of interview with her, maybe for this or maybe for the one-on-one Warchant on YouTube, just to welcome her back and say thanks and not thanks, but welcome back, and I hope everything's going well. But yeah, she returned April 1st. She hasn't. We're supposed to have some media availability. I hope this week, but maybe it'll be in the next week. But yeah, and kudos to Brooke Wyckoff for doing the job she did. That was an impossible situation that she handled well, still got him to the tournament, and now Sue's back. So, yeah, I'm really interested in what the year was like for her. Really interested what the whole thing was like and having to watch a team and being away from a team and something she helped build. So, yeah, we should have mentioned it if we didn't, but hopefully we can really expand on it in the coming days or at least the coming weeks.
Well said, Corey. Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Anything else for us on your way out, Wes?
Yeah, Corey, something to pick you up since it's been kind of an off night and that. So a great article the other day about Norvell allowing access to practice and the benefits it has for the program and fans. There you go. Just want to give you kudos for that. It was good.
Thanks, Wes. Good job, Wes. Now I'm back on my feet. Thanks, bud. I appreciate it, man.
You got it. All right, time for the promo.
Cut it.
Y'all don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to warchant.com, and definitely never, ever forget to drink your delicious DeLuna coffee. Go Noles. Have a good evening, fellas.
That's Wes in the Villages, everybody. Give it up. Give it up at home, man. Give it up at home. Thank you, Wes. We appreciate it.
Pro, man. Wes is a pro.
Awesome, man. Florida State right now, bottom of the 8th. It's tied at 6 apiece. Reese Albert got plunked. Cabell walked. They're going to the bullpen, Jacksonville. So,
okay. Probably going to bunt right here, right? Maybe bunt them over.
Good things coming our way.
Sack fly to win the game or put them ahead.
We got 2 more callers in the queue. Or a third one just snuck in? Oh, I think a third one just snuck in. Terry, shut it down. Shut it down after that one. Shane's back. Shane brings solutions, and he brings solutions with cash. Here's $100, he says. First donation to the Get Corey a MacBook Fund. Also includes 1 year free tech support. Shane, what if I bring my Mac out to the Unconquered statue at 3 p.m.? I know you're not on the clock, but like if I bring my MacBook out, Shane, can you do some work to this thing, get it back up and purring like it used to? So Corey, like my whole top keyboard doesn't work. Like, well, not the whole thing, but like I, O, and U don't work. So like, good luck typing anything on this. So I got to get it fixed.
That's pretty random.
It's still, and it's like, well, the whole top with the QWERTY, QWRTY-U, I mean, the whole top line doesn't work. And apparently it's a thing, but people don't want to hear that. Shane, hey man, I don't know how many different ways we can say thank you, but I just hope they all come as, I hope you just realize they're all, if they're not delivered with the sincerity that you deserve, that it is sincere though. It really is, man.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Shane. It's awesome. You, James, everybody. I mean, Corey's sitting in a room on the floor with his legs crisscross applesauce, whatever we call it these days. I used to call it something else when I was a kid, on his phone. I'm in a house I'm going to probably move out of, and I don't know what's going on around me. It's just a hurricane. We're just talking about football, and you guys just show up and have a good time and pick us up. We love it. We love it.
I'm not on the floor. I do have the computer on a TV tray, and the phone is propped up on the open computer because I'm trying to get the light from my Twitter feed, to kind of light up my face a little bit. It's not working. Nothing is working. And my house is so dark. And I can't use the light that Gene got me because I'm not using my computer. And it's all, you know what? I don't care though, Shane. You're a very good person. And that picked me up just like Wes did.
We got Ed's here, everybody. Ed's here, all. Let's go.
Guys, this is a very special occasion. The Godfather himself has been kind enough to grace us with his presence. The Godfather. This is his damn house. He lives there. He sleeps 20 feet away.
Ed, good to see you, man.
Aslan. Is Ed coming to the spring game?
Oh, yeah. Come on.
I didn't know. I wasn't for sure if he was coming or not.
Actually, I shouldn't say that. I think so. Hopefully, he has some of that new Unconquered coffee. Hopefully, that's ready to roll, or at least maybe the prototype.
There you go. Nice.
Grind me some of them beans. As you notice, the Palafox Place bag is not on my display because I opened it and used it twice this past weekend. So
there you go, A-Train.
I have used the midnight shift. I opened it and I poured all of it into a jar so I can have something here for our look. I drink all this stuff. I don't want you folks to think that it's just here for show. But the K-Cups, I don't have a Keurig, so I'm probably never going to use a K-Cup. So if I ever meet a girl, this is my bait. Like, hey, girl, you like that coffee? You like that coffee, girl? I got you.
Yeah.
I got the K-Cups. Ed says, Aslan, Pensacola has Derek Brooks, Roy Jones Jr., Don Sutton, Bubba Watson, and Emmett Smith. James B., did I miss anyone? I guess this is the Pensacola shout-out hour. Well, they have the delivery guy, right? The delivery guy who found the city. We didn't shout him out, Ed. Who else did? For anybody else from Pensacola, Corey? That's
who is the big Alabama running back?
Trent Richardson.
Is he from Pensacola? Right. He doesn't belong on that list either way. He wasn't as good as any of those people.
Bubba's not from Pensacola. Bubba's from Baghdad or something like that, right? Bubba's from like Baghdad, Florida. He's from like a small.
Or he lives in Pensacola. I thought he was from Pensacola. I thought he was. I know Emmett and Derek Brooks are, and Roy Jones Jr. is probably the best of all of them. He was absolutely incredible. And they love him in Pensacola because that was always his home. He stayed there. He lived there. That was his home. I think the other guys kind of went away. I don't know how often they come back, but Roy Jones Jr. He was all about Pensacola.
See, I don't like this question because Ed's Mr. Pensacola, and he's trying to ask me. Always asking James. He's not really asking me, so I take it back. I don't want to be like, hey, you're wrong, Ed. It's your city. You know more about it than I would. I still not been to Pensacola. I've not been to Pensacola. Maybe when we go play LSU in New Orleans, we'll stop in Pensacola, Corey, you and I. We can go to the Buc-ee's, hang out for a little bit, fuel up at the Buc-ee's, and then go hang out with Ed. Maybe James B as well.
I feel like they have a minor league team in Pensacola, right? Maybe go catch a minor league game. It looks like a pretty cool walking around city, or at least it used to be the one time I was there. So we could go do that, catch a minor league game.
There we go. Thank you, Ed. I mean, obviously,
thank you very much, buddy.
Thanks for the cups as well. They're delicious to drink everything out of. I mean, the cup's not delicious, but it makes everything taste delicious that you drink out of it. Derek Neal. I feel like he's a first-timer. We'll give him a little of that. Derek, what's up? With the recent trend of former players returning to coach their alma maters, Davis, Juwan, Penny, Hubert Davis, I assume, North Carolina,
Yeah.
Juwan Howard, Penny Hardaway. If Leonard Hamilton retired and his replacement had to be a former player, who would you choose and why? That's pretty easy. Do it, Corey. Just go ahead. Slam it home.
But is it a Hamilton former player or a Florida State former player? Because if it's a Florida State former player, I'm saying Sam Cassell. Dude's been an assistant coach in the NBA forever. I feel like he would recruit really well. I don't know if he'd want to do it because you always hear his name about being an NBA head coach. So I don't know if he'd even want to come back to college. But I think that would be – I mean, Juwan did it, and he was an assistant for a good long while, and now he's having great success. Maybe that opens Sam Cassell's eyes up and makes him want to do it because he saw the success of someone like Juwan Howard. Juwan Howard could be a game changer, man. Like, I feel like that Hubert Davis hire was much easier because of the success Juwan Howard had. So, I mean, I think Sam Cassell would be a terrific replacement if he's interested. If we're talking about former Hamilton players, oh, man, what do you think? What are you thinking there, buddy?
Diego Romero?
Sure, yeah, he'd actually get to watch, coach and not have to watch games, miss games like he did here for so long. I'm trying to think of somebody for the
John
09.
John
Kraft.
Kraft?
I'm telling you, I think I've asked Raekwon this. I think he probably wants to pursue his NBA career right now, but I think Raekwon Gray could be a very good coach if he wants to do it. I pestered Wyatt Wilkes for 30 minutes about why he didn't want to be a coach a couple weeks ago. I think he's young, obviously, but in a few years, maybe they'd hire a 28-year-old Wyatt Wilkes. Nobody's coming to the top of my mind, though, that I think would be like a no-brainer. Luke Laux, I know he's been in the Golden State organization for 3 or 4 years. I don't know how high up he is there. But he can teach those look-away bounce passes and the behind-the-back passes. He had a little hot dog in him, so he might be a choice too.
Isaiah Swan, Von Wafer, running back.
No, but I don't know that Leonard would give his blessings for Von Keaton. I would say Tony Douglas. I know he's still playing overseas, but I like obviously I love Tony Douglas. He was the first guy I really got to know on this beat. And yeah, he certainly knows the game. Heavens to Betsy, he knows the game. So there's a lot of good choices out there, man. I'm sure there's one I'm missing though that is like a no-brainer that people are screaming at me, but I can't think of one.
Trent. He's still young. He's got earning potential still.
Yeah.
Rob M, what's up, man? He's been showing up. He's been showing up and showing out.
Dollar bills, y'all.
$75, Rob. Thank you very much, Rob. Hey, guys. Great show as always. Apparently, he's a very good fibber.
We're trying, man.
Thanks for making my drive to work in the morning much better. Which, by the way, we didn't mention. If you're watching us on YouTube, which you're all right now, and it's 48 minutes into the show, so hopefully you're still here. iTunes, Apple people, again, search for us on the podcast app. Just search for Wake Up Warchant. You'll see 2 results. I should pull up my screen and show you what it looks like, but just tap on the one with the DeLuna logo, subscribe to that feed. That's the one that's updating regularly, so spread the word. Let your friends know they have Apple device. All right, who do you think starting 5 and 3 main rotation players for basketball will be next season? As always, thanks for all you do, and go Noles.
Thank you very much, Rob. That's very, very kind, buddy. Thank you very much. Did the baseball team score, Aslan?
Oh, we got a pitching change, and then we got a pinch hitter, and then we got a strikeout swinging and a foul out. So they got 2 outs.
Oh, geez. That's not going to get
it done. There we go. We got an unearned run. There we go. Throwing error. There we go. We're up 7-6. There we go.
Oh, that's big. Good job, guys. So Balsa, it's Balsa. It's with an H, but it's hard to. Leonard calls him Balsa. It's spelled Balsa, and I've been calling him Balsa for 2 years. It's hard to get to the Balsa, but I'm going to try. So Koprivica is one. Caleb Mills is another starter. Malik Osborne is another starter. Then it gets interesting. Like, Leonard's going to have an NBA dude coming off the bench. That's just what he does. So maybe it's Matthew Cleveland. Maybe it's Caleb Mills. But I think Malik Osborne should be a definite. Boss is a definite. Caleb Mills is probably a definite. Then the point guard, Jalen Worley.
Anthony Polite.
And Anthony Polite. There you go. That's right. And then Matthew Cleveland off the bench. Who else off the bench? Wyatt Wilkes off the bench.
Ngom.
And Ngom. Yeah. Come on, Ngom. Get better, dude. Get better. You got it in there. We know you do. You're a hard worker. You try really hard. Get better. It'll be a great story if he turns into a very good college basketball player, because the last 5 games he played in, people just wanted to throw stuff at him. And then he turns into like being a really good, like Ojo. Ojo's last year, he was a legitimate player. He was the best free throw shooter on the team. He was a good defender. He made real strides. So hopefully Tenor can do that as well.
All right.
Yeah, Anthony Polite. That's good.
What do we think about that team? Sweet 16? Sweet 16 or bust?
We'll see.
At least.
I don't think it's a sweet. Yeah, we'll see the matchups in the tournament. Get to the tournament. I think more than Sweet 16 or bust. Like, be a 4 seed or better. That means you've kept the status quo, and then hope to get lucky in the tournament. If you're a 6 or a 7, you haven't had a great year. So be a 4 seed, be a 2 seed, 3 seed, and then see what happens. By the way, I said it all year, but I feel like people now understand. You probably did already. I'm not patting myself on the back. The national championship was not a possibility this year for this Florida State team. You saw those 2 teams that played Monday night. Gonzaga didn't even play well, and they scored 70-something points against a great defensive team. And Baylor was incredible. Like, Baylor is legit a great team. Florida State did not have those horses this year. They did last year, and they didn't get to use them. So hopefully they can get back to that again.
All right, let's try to get these callers through here. We got Chris, we got Ralph, and we got Bryson. Bryson sounds like a new, although we got 3 total calls. 21st call from Pitmaster Chris in Perry, Georgia. Oh, man. Chris wants to talk about the playoffs. Let's go, Chris. What's up, man?
Well, I'm gonna save that one. I gotta pitch something first.
Okay.
And I think Corey will wholeheartedly support this pitch. We're about to have a big dry spell in Florida State football. So if any of you guys out there find yourself in the Atlanta area, go to a Braves game, Tomahawk Chop and Warchant, get your fill.
Yeah, and maybe they can actually start winning games. That would be nice. They are now 0-4 on the season. They've scored 8 runs total, 7 of them by a home run. Yeah, they don't look great, but it's early. But yeah, it's a good place to watch a game. It's a nice stadium.
What city is the stadium located in?
What is it? Smyrna? It's Cobb County, but I don't know what the actual city is. It's not Atlanta. It's Cobb County, but I don't know what the address would be. Smyrna, maybe? Yeah. So it's on 285 or 75. Up there somewhere on that side of the city.
Truist Park. Let's see. I remember putting this in a show. Cumberland. Yeah, there you go. The Cumberland Braves. Great Cumberland Braves. All right, Chris, what's up, man?
Yeah, anyway, got a question. Hypothetically, let's say Clemson has a down year or something, and we do one of these potentials everybody keeps asking about, 8-9 win season, we can go do the ACC championship. Is that good enough to still make playoffs? Is the ACC championship almost an automatic bid, or is it almost like that's Florida State? They were 3 and whatever last year.
No, it would not be enough just to win the ACC. If maybe the SEC works like that, but that's the only one where you could maybe win the SEC. Like Florida would have gotten in the playoffs last year, right? If they'd have beaten Alabama, and they had 2 losses. I think they even wanted to get in even after they lost that game. I can't remember what was going on there, but they wanted to get in with at least 2 losses. They didn't. The ACC, no, you couldn't go 9-3 and get into the playoff. I think we're getting there though, Chris. I think in the next decade, if you win one of these conferences, you automatically go to the playoff. I think that's what we're looking at. But right now, we're not there. Right now, it still matters what you're ranked. It matters your record. It matters the perception. And the ACC does not have a strong enough football reception, with good reason, to just say, okay, we won the league, put us in the playoff. They would take 3 teams from the SEC before they do. You all right, Aslan?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, just headset, glasses, bad combo, headache. Anyhow, carry on.
Okay, all right.
More about me.
Sorry. So I like the thought, though, Chris. I like the thought that you're thinking that. You're thinking playoffs. Big picture, man. And I liked actually, Aslan asked Norvell about that today, about trying to stay on an even keel when you're trying to build a program. You want to get on them if they don't have a good day, but you also want to build them up. You do want to have the perspective that they have gotten better on the whole, even if they have a subpar day like they did today. And how do you balance that out? And Norvell's like, man, I want it all now, which I thought was a really good answer because he's not alone. Everybody watching this, everybody going to the game on Saturday. They want it all now too, and it's good that the head coach thinks like that and isn't like. I don't think Mike Norvell is like, yeah, if we get to 7 wins, that'll be a successful season. I don't think he thinks like that at all, which is a good sign. But they are getting the playoffs probably. But I like the thought, Chris. I like the thought.
Well, I guess I'll have to use my old platoon sergeant mentality, and you have to, even when your guys are doing bad, you have to acknowledge when they do something right. That just kind of even kills everything. But yeah, my last thing I want to say is, I'm a huge Jordan Travis fan, love his potential and everything, but don't sell Tate Rodemaker short. His whole high school career was played in a college football stadium. He knows big games, big platform.
He's played. He's played in the one of the bigger high school games in the country with Valdosta and Lowndes. You can't just dismiss that. He knows what pressure is. Look, man, his dad was like fired 2 months later. Whatever the weirdness happened down there. That is a crazed football town. So he knows that, and I think I try not to sell him short. I just don't think he's in the running this year. But by no means do I think that like Tate Rodemaker has no chance of ever being the starting quarterback at Florida State. I just don't see it happening this year, but it could certainly happen in the future. He's got a big arm, and he knows the game. He knows the sport for sure.
Well, real even kill, reliable backup that is always going to be there is kind of almost one of those things that puts someone from good to elite. If you have that on a year-to-year basis.
Yeah, and it's a dying breed in college football too. People don't wait for turn, and people aren't cool with being backups, so they bounce all the time. So yeah, a guy that's a 3 or 4 year backup, like Florida State used to have in the '80s when every quarterback was a redshirt junior. Those are not around much anymore. But yeah, you need those guys. You need backups that can play if need be. But I also think he has a chance to be a starter, just not this year.
Yep. Well, that's pretty much all I got. I got to sit out here and babysit a smoker for a while.
Ooh, what's on there?
Nothing though. Nothing exciting. I had a smoker of mine that had a little accident, so I had to tear it down, strip it down, and repaint it. So I'm cooking it to kind of cook off the fumes and all that gas I want with the meat.
Pros Pro, everybody. Chris, Perry, Georgia, the Pitmaster. Thanks for the call, Chris.
All right, have a good one, guys. Oh, and if an old dumb grunt like me can hit the thumbs up button, y'all can hit it too.
Boom.
There you go, Chris. I like that.
Chris and Perry, Georgia, man. We appreciate the phone call from our guy out there.
What do you think? You think Chris is a proponent of like the big green egg, or does he view that as like not real grilling?
Yeah, it's cheating. Yeah, that's Fugazi. Yeah.
Next time, remind me to ask him that because I'm curious because I got 2 or 3 buddies that have it and they swear by it and love it. But yeah, it kind of seems like cheating a little bit to a pit master like our man Chris. I wonder what his thoughts are on that.
Rob says, "What about Calhoun?"
I forgot about him. Rob, he's in there too.
Take Tanner out and Gomes out. Flip.
Maybe in Gomes the 9th rotation. Yeah, Calhoun's in there too. The shooting guard wing player with Mills, Cleveland, and Calhoun. There aren't going to be many teams in the country with that kind of talent at one position or a swing position, the 2 and the 3. I'll be interested to see if they all play together. Which one of these guys is coming off the bench? We'll see. But the Mills kid, you saw those kids for Baylor. Mills isn't as athletic as those guards are, but he can go make shots. He can go get his own shot and make his own shots. And that's where he kind of reminds me of those Baylor kids. He's just not quite as athletic. Those guys are freaks, man. Jeez Louise.
Daniel says, Maida. Corey, have you seen the new Nate Bargatze special on Netflix?
I've seen it twice. I watched it once with Stephanie, and then 2 days ago I watched it with Brady. That's Brady's. I think Brady only knows one comedian, but it's Nate Bargatze, and he loves him. He makes Brady belly laugh and slap the couch. He's laughing so hard. So it's really cool to see.
There we go. Fantastic. All right, Eric Angel wants to point out Gene Deckerhoff going to be a spring coach, either Garner Gold, and there's someone else within the FSU alumni coaching also. Really, that's news to me.
Well, you can count Jeff Cameron as an FSU alum. In fact, Deckerhoff's a Florida alum. I don't mean to burst bubbles there. Thank you very much, Eric. It's crazy you give us all you guys are just way too kind. But yeah, so and also I don't think you said this, Aslan, but it's not going to be how it's been recently, where it's 2 teams against each other. Like they have a draft, or they have the starting quarterback is on one team, the backup quarterback's on another team. It's going to be just offense versus defense, which I like anyway, to be honest with you. I think you get a better idea of who, especially if you get to work, if the quarterbacks get to work with the same players, you get a better idea who's playing better. But it's Deckerhoff and Jeff Cameron are on one team, and that's going to be after the 2 quarters. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like. And then Eric, who is Andy Staples and Andrea Adelson, both. I think Adelson's with ESPN. Staples might be with the Athletic. I don't remember, but he used to be with Sports Illustrated forever. Both really entrenched in college football journalists. They will be on the other team.
Andy Staples actually wrote the Sports Illustrated cover story when Florida State won the national championship.
There you go. And we talked to Jeff Cameron today on Seminole Headlines, and I think we've convinced him to dress up like Tom Landry and to wear a suit and tie to the game with a fedora.
Yes.
Hope it happens.
Yes.
We'll see.
Do it, Jeff. Do it, Jeff. Don't be a coward.
And Ira said he should get like one of those Andy Reid play sheets that looks like a Waffle House menu to have with him too. So hopefully he'll make it happen.
I like
it. That just looking at the play sheet the whole time.
I like it. In the wind, man. Throwing dollars around.
In the wind too.
$49.99. It's another one. Bring back the old logo, he says. It should have never changed. Some things are timeless. # go Noles.
I say this because it's been 7 years now, and I can't quite remember the machinations of it, why it happened. But is that just somebody? Is there just 2 people that sign off on that and say, yeah, let's change the logo? Did it go through a committee? Did they do a poll? Or is it just 2 people that decided, yep, let's do it? Nike wants us to do it, or we feel like we should do it. Let's do it. Just seems odd, right? Just seems odd, and it seemed to come out of nowhere. But anyway, that's old news. That's old news.
They should have just held it as a bargaining chip. Hey, we just won a national championship. You guys are not donating as much money as we thought you all were. So donate money, or else we're going to do this abomination on you.
We're going to change the logo, and we're going to change the uniforms where you can't see the numbers.
All right, we're going back to the phone lines. We got 2 callers left. This human being, everybody. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you should. Not as good of a follow as Corey is, but I'm a pretty decent follow on Twitter. Our guy in Hawaii, Ralph, great fan of he's a part of the show now. He's part of the fabric of it.
Yeah.
He wanted to send us some, sundries and various treats and delights from the Aloha State. And I'm like, you don't have to do that. So Ralph is like, I insist. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to say no then. So he sends a box, and it's just packed with delicious stuff. I haven't even ripped into all of it yet, but the ones I have are absolutely great. And I'm like, thank you so much. I respond to him, Corey. I'm like, thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it. He's like, yeah, I didn't know if the boxes were going to get to you in time before the show. And I'm like, boxes? So I opened the box yesterday. I took half of it to Corey, and I kept half for myself. Yeah. And then today at noon, I got a knock at the door, and they dropped another box off from Hawaii. And now from Hawaii, we have Ralph joining us on the program. Ralph, aloha, friend.
Aloha, guys. How's it?
Great, man. Great.
We're doing good, Ralph. We're doing well, buddy.
Hope you enjoy that stuff. The intent, obviously, is that you probably don't find that stuff on your shelf. If you do, I apologize. I missed the mark. But I really, really hope you guys enjoy that stuff. And that's only a little bit. I got another box I'm already working on with the stuff that wouldn't fit.
Oh, so stop, Ralph.
We're gonna send you guys some stuff.
Ralph,
keep it coming, Ralph. Don't listen to him. Keep it coming, man. We appreciate it.
Well, the hope, obviously, is to eventually Gene, Mike, and Ira can get some.
Okay.
And we would even like to extend it out to Shanna and her firefighting beefcake so they can enjoy it as well.
Hey, easy, Ralph. Easy.
She'll be happy. She'll be happy to hear that. Ralph, we're going to try to send what should we send him from Tallahassee?
Yeah, what do you miss from back here, Ralph? We can send you something from your ancestral homeland here in the 850.
Guys, I cannot tell you how blessed I am. I don't hurt for the ability to get out and buy stuff. I don't generally wait to the end. My wife gets upset because I don't wait till Christmas. I'm a simple, humble man, believe it or not. I don't have much, but I don't want much. I don't need much. I like giving to others.
I mean,
well, we'll send them some DeLuna coffee then anyway.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. I like that. Well done, Corey. Good plan.
I was ready to put in my next order, so maybe. Real quick, before I get to my question, I wanted to ask Corey specifically, From Tallahassee, how long should I allot myself to drive up to Marietta?
5 hours. And it'll probably be less than that to get to Marietta. I mean, I guess obviously, Ralph, it depends on the what time you're rolling into Marietta, the traffic. But it's 4.5 hours.
About 5 hours. Okay, appreciate that. So my question was going to be, I'm coming to the game alone. You guys know I'm flying in from the islands. So I don't have anybody to tailgate with. So I was wondering, does the university athletic department do they do like a fan zone or a tailgating buy-in for us guys that are by ourselves and we don't really have anybody there to kind of link up with?
Not that I'm aware of. That would be great. They do have a facility that's for boosters only, but maybe for the opener they'll do something to allow people to come out. But I assure you this, Ralph, between now and September, we're going to find a crew for you to hang out with. And if it's not, it probably will even be us. I certainly hope we're going to definitely push. I know Corey and I really wanted to do another meet and greet. We're going to try to do something after the spring game, post game, but hopefully we'll be able to do something maybe before the Notre Dame game. Obviously, it'll probably be Saturday night, but in terms of the game, I don't know. That's something that we should probably bring up to Michael Alford because he's really open to all the ideas. And that there isn't a fan zone. I don't know how many colleges have that, but man, that would be nice if they had some sort of tailgate scene where you could just kind of walk up and link up. But I feel like
I just came up with an incredible app. It's called Fander or FanFind. And it's for people that are going to games by themselves but want to hang out with other people and go to a game with them. And you meet up. You say people can read about you, how long you've been a Florida State fan. Make sure you're not crazy. See that you have a wife, so somebody likes you. And if you're worried about that, and you just meet up and go to a game and have some beers. What beers you like? Well, first game you saw, just connect that way. I think that's a good way to. I think Ralph. I think we all just made a lot of money. I think we all just made a lot of money.
All right. Because right now, my tailgating ideas has been a drive-through sitting in a rental car passenger seat. So we'll see.
Well, hey, when Fander pops.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, I know you guys are running long, and I want to be courteous. My second real quick question or idea is, for the opening, the meet and greet for the opening first game, have you guys ever thought about doing a live show? Proceeds go to charity. That's where you guys give your yearly picks. Something fun, raunchous crowd in the background.
We could. I'd be scared. I don't know. I don't want to get booed if I have bad picks, but no, we're going to continue to figure out how we're going to do the give back show where we donate to something that we find worthwhile. But yeah, I mean, I know Gene. I mean, great minds think alike, Ralph. I mean, Gene's always been wanting us to do some sort of live show. I think we'll have there'll be something similar to that vein, possibly for the spring game. So again, we'll try not to give everything away because we got to get everything figured out first. But maybe like the Saturday night thing. Maybe if we host some sort of party thing at Corey's favorite establishment, the CP, maybe we can do something on the patio. We can just get a PA and just chew the fat. Let some people voice their thoughts on things. But we'll take it under consideration. I like the idea. I like where your mind's at, Ralph.
I'm sure we will do some sort of live show with an audience at some point. I just think that's where we're heading. We won't do it a lot, but I do think there's definitely going to be maybe for an anniversary show or like that show, like a season opening show. We'll try to do something with an audience.
Yeah. Okay, so I remember at the beginning of the spring practice, everybody seemed to be kind of down on the first report, receivers dropping the ball. So as long as the team looks good on Saturday or better than they did on day one, I think we all should be happy. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And Corey, I like what you said. I like the fact that Corey's going to watch practice Thursday, and it's been a little bit since he saw the first few practices, had to do the basketball thing, and I'm curious to see what Corey's going to say Thursday after watching practice.
Yeah, but I think that's right. I think it's incremental improvement. They're not going to be Alabama, but it's incremental improvement from what we saw. And it again, if you believe in this coach, like a lot of people do, and I had no reason not to. You're going to see steady improvement, not a huge leap, but steady improvement. So yeah, if they're better on April 10th than they were on March 10th, that's a good sign.
Yeah, and I know I'm not special, but when you've been through the stuff I've been through, it's hard to get upset about wins and losses, but you can expect improvement, and I think that's where we should be at. We should see something better this year, and I don't think we can hang our heads down if we do.
Well said, Ralph. I agree. Make it to a bowl. 6 wins gets you to a bowl. We'll all feel good about that.
So, mahalo, guys, for taking my call. I love everybody out there, and as always, go Warchant. Hoorah.
There we go. That's Ralph, everybody, in Hawaii. He's a Tallahassee native, Marine great, retired Marine, now living the dream out in Hawaii. What a dude. Oh, gosh. They lost. Florida State lost to Jacksonville 8-7.
How'd that happen?
2-run home run in the 9th for Jacksonville.
Was it the same guy that had been hitting all the other ones?
Yes. He hit 3 home runs. He drove in 6 runs.
That's incredible. So they didn't really lose to Jacksonville. They lost to one guy. Maybe not. Maybe don't pitch to him next time.
All right.
Jacksonville was 6-18 coming to that game too.
All right. We got Bryson in Lake City, Florida. Wants to talk about conference realignment. Sounds like Bryson. Welcome to the Terror Dome.
Hey guys. The first time I called, my first question was conference realignment, and I asked who was the 2 teams y'all bring in, who the 2 teams y'all kick out, and I never really gave y'all my side.
All right.
Okay.
And, I'd kick out. The first one would be Wake Forest. I'd kick out Wake Forest and bring in Memphis, just because it's been like the best Tennessee for the past few years now. Okay. And the other one would be, I know it's a basketball conference and this would never happen, but Duke, and I'd bring in Cincinnati or somebody else.
Come on. Why? Why? You're going to kick out Duke for a middling football team?
I hate them.
Okay.
His are personal. They're not even like maybe financial as much as just personal. Hey, man, that's fine. People have all kinds of reasons. I just think there are too many. There's a couple that we all know that don't bring anything to this conference. Anything. Duke at least brings you one sport that makes a good amount of money for the conference, or at least a good amount of money for Duke. They've starting to invest more in football. I don't think they have the track still around the stadium. Maybe they do. Who knows? I haven't been to Wallace Wade in a while. But yeah, man. Wake doesn't really do anything for the conference in any sport. And then Boston College there's just no point in them being in there's just no point. No point in Boston College.
Yeah, I know your whole story on Boston College. You gave me a whole 10-minute rant on that one last time.
Yeah, yeah.
But the reason why I chose Wake Forest and Duke is because we all. I don't know another conference out there that has more than 3 schools in a state, and they're all those. We have like 4 schools in North Carolina that are in the ACC. I just thought that was a bit too much, even for all the talent that's really not as much as Florida. So I don't think this.
Well, they have 4. They have 4 teams from that state.
He said that. Yeah.
Oh, they have 4. Yeah. So cut it down to 3. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but my other one is this, and this is what that's going to lead into this question is there was an article on ESPN, and the article talks about how the ACC can catch up the SEC, which I don't think will be anytime soon, but they're talking about a new source of revenue in Jim Phillips, the ACC commissioner, and they asked him a few things, and some of the things he asked was, or some of the things they talked about was college basketball and how it's not the same as it was 10 years ago. And how the ACC came in dead last in the Power 5 for revenue per year this past year. And so I was thinking, they're talking about a new source of revenue, and we all know the one sport in college that brings in the most money is football. How would y'all feel about the ACC switching to more of a football lean?
Well, look, I think they've tried a little bit. It's certainly these teams seem to be more invested than they were 10 or 12 or 15 or certainly 30 years ago. Like, look, when Florida State joined the league, that was it. It was Florida State and Clemson. They were the only ones that cared at all about football. In all of North Carolina, in all of Duke's money, like Kay was driving around in like gold cars And meanwhile, whoever the Duke coach was, Carl Franks or whoever it would have been, he had the worst facilities in the country. They just did not put any money into football at all because basketball was their lifeblood. Well, they started to see way too late, in my opinion. They started to see, man, we've got to get better at football. Football is where all the money is. Even if you're good at basketball, it doesn't make nearly as much money as a football program. It just doesn't. And I just think the ACC was way too late to understand that. But I do think they understand that now. I do. Now, what can they do? I don't know. You brought up Wake Forest. How good can Wake Forest ever be? How good can Duke ever be? Or Boston College? Or NC State doesn't win anything ever at anything. There are some programs that just don't do anything for this conference from a football standpoint. In fact, most of them. There's four maybe that you would call actual football schools. So you hope that changes. You hope the coaches get better. I feel like the coaching is better. They're hiring better coaches in this conference, but man, we'll see. We'll see how much Duke and Carolina and NC State and Louisville. Well, Louisville cares. Louisville. What am I supposed to say? Louisville cares. But there's so many others that don't seem to, or haven't seem to. But I do think hopefully they understand now that it's the lifeblood of college athletics, man. That's what football is, and they were too late to notice that.
And last but not least, I told y'all Godzilla was going to be just.
Spoiler! Way to go, Bryson. Way to go. Thanks, man.
You put the spoiler warnings in the title, whatever you want, in the description, or whatever. I had to rub it in because I don't know when I'm going to get another chance to call in. So
I haven't seen it, Corey. I mean, it's not on my list, but
I watched it. I watched it with Brady. We watched half of it, then got invited to watch the Final Four, the second Final Four game, the Gonzaga UCLA game. So I left and went over to a buddy's house, and then came back, and Brady was exhausted and wanted to go to bed. And I'm like, nope, we still got 40 minutes of this. Get ready. And I turned it all the way up. There's a lot of fighting, and I can't imagine.
Pensacola makes a cameo in the movie. I heard, right?
Who does? Oh
Pensacola?
Yeah, that's the beginning of it. Yeah, Pensacola. It gets tortured by Godzilla, and then
there we
Godzilla
go. More spoilers. There we go. Great.
And then Godzilla and King Kong are fighting in Hong Kong, in downtown Hong Kong. And if you're just doing the calculations in your head, had to be 1 million humans that died, at least 600,000. I mean, buildings are getting ripped off. They're falling down, like King Kong just falls down, but Godzilla falls down. I mean, it's mayhem everywhere. It had to be 500, 600,000 deaths.
It looked like the old Rampage video game. They were just smashing things like it's not.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Rampage game. That's right.
Oh, well, I'll let y'all go. I'll catch y'all later, and leave a like, everybody.
That's Bryson in Lake City, Florida. Thanks for the call, Bryson. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, buddy.
No problem.
All right. So thank you, Bryson. Thanks, everybody who called in.
We are sorry, but the show has ended.
There it is.
Goodbye.
There it is. We got one more, though, Corey. And last but certainly not least, it's our guy, Mark in Naples. Mark in Naples. Gets a little bit of that. Let's go, Mark. 50 bones. Corey Aslan, best in the business. Can't verify that. Says he can't get his call into the queue. He's right. There's 3 people packed all night long. It's the way it goes. But it's all good. Just want to say, go Noles. Mark, are you coming up for the game? DM me. Let me know on the Warchant thing. Let me know. We got to figure something out. It sounds like a bunch of people are coming, Corey. We are trying to figure something out after the game. I forgot. It went out of my head already. Corey, thanks for making it through. I think you did a great job, all things considered. I don't know how many people listen to the podcast the entire way, but I think everybody watched the YouTube thing clear through, so that was pretty cool.
Mark, sorry, I really appreciate it. That was a 2-run homer that kid hit, by the way. 2-out, 2-run homer. They were down to their final out, and he hit a 2-run homer. I guess don't want to put the go-ahead run on base, but maybe you do when the kid's already got 2 jacks. He had 3 homers the entire season. That kid did. In 73 at-bats, he had hit 3 homers, was batting .233. And then he just had 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. They only had 6 home runs as a team all season. 6 home runs as a team, giving up 22. They were 6-18. They're 6-18. That's by far the worst loss of the season. That's a you look, man. You can't lose to Jacksonville midweek. Not when you score 7 runs. I mean, what in the world? That's a terrible hitting team. That kid had 3 homers all year he hits 3 bombs on you and get a game winner. That's nuts. Can't pitch to him.
I feel like the team that made it to Omaha in 11s last year lost to somebody midweek that they had no right losing. Like maybe Stetson.
No, maybe that happens. Like Florida lost to Florida A&M one year. I mean, those always happen. That's a bad Jacksonville team. It's a terrible RPI loss. And again, when you score 7 runs in a midweek game, you should have the advantage because of your so-called great pitching. And I don't know what they're going to do with Carson Montgomery, but my man can't make it out of 4 innings ever. I think maybe you start to think long and hard about putting him at the back end of the bullpen. Like he's not helping you win midweek games, but maybe he can help you win. He could have helped you win this game if he would have pitched the last inning or 2 as opposed to started it. But who knows?
Thanks everybody who called. Chris, Ralph, Bryson, Daryl, Gator Kirk, Wes. If I missed anybody else in there. Mark, thanks for the tip. Derek
Mark,
as well.
you're the best, buddy.
In the win too. Eric, Rob, Ed, Shane, Octavio, which Octavio never told us where you're from and your hometown's claim to fame. 7 Toms, as well as James B. And last but not least, Shane Kirkley. So we appreciate the support. Hit the thumbs up maybe on the way out. Programming note, Thursday's show is going to be Ira with Michael Alford, which you can actually see on YouTube. You can see their faces. It's going to be a beautiful thing. And then Michael Langston giving a bit of a recruiting breakdown. If you don't want to wait until Thursday for that, go to the YouTube channel, watch Ira's video, and tune in 5 p.m. Wednesday, live chat, Michael Langston, all the recruits, 80 plus, something like, I don't know, a quarter of the Rivals 100 is going to be in Tallahassee, Florida, all together on the same day. It's crazy, Corey. It is crazy. Thanks for toughing it out, Corey. Way to be, man. Way to rise up.
I apologize to everyone that I didn't have my backdrop, that I had to do it over the phone. We're going to get it cleaned up. We're going to figure this out. We're going to get through it together.
There, that's right. He's Corey. I'm Aslan. Thanks so much for listening to Wake Up Warchant, fueled by DeLuna Coffee, DeLunaCoffee.com. Check them out. Thanks, everybody.